final homestand of the season, and rookie Tommy Medica, his big league education continues at home. Well, he doesn't need to look far, Medica, for a model. Paul Goldschmidt, first baseman, Arizona Diamondbacks leading the National League in home runs and RBIs as we welcome you to the beautiful Petco Park in downtown San Diego. The Diamondbacks in second place in the National League West against the San Diego Padres. And good evening, everyone, with Mark Grant, Dick Enberg. Almost a bittersweet time here as the season comes into its final week. 4 games here with Arizona, then up to San Francisco for the finale, the 3 games against the Giants. The Padres, looking for some sunshine here in September, have found it up there on the mound.
Absolutely, and Darren Balzer before the game said, you know what, I am so darn proud of my pitching staff. They've been pitching their hearts out. If you look at the lowest ERA in the month of September now, the Nationals are up there, the Indians in contention, the guys from Cleveland. The Cincinnati Reds going to make the playoff. But look at the Padres, just a skosh above 3 earned runs. Why? It's the starters bridging the gap to the middle relievers. Well, if Andrew Cashner's out there, pretty chance of a complete game. But then turn it over to Houston Street, who's been lights out the second half of the season, though. So I'm telling you what, there is a big reason, a big deal going into the offseason with a good taste in your mouth, the pitching staff, looking forward to 2014.
Just a little footnote on yesterday's pitcher, Andrew Cashner. In September, his ERA is 0.76. You have to go through a lot of pages in San Diego Padre history to find a better September than that. Meanwhile, the Arizona Diamondbacks, they were in first place all of May and all of June, but...
Yeah, they're kind of vulnerable right now because the Diamondbacks on the road since June 14th. Look at this record, well below 500. Runs per game under 4. The batting average at 258. And believe me, the Diamondbacks have better hitters in the lineup. But why these numbers on the road? It's really one of the biggest conundrums. Managers, coaches, players can't even answer it, but the home runs are down as well. So what does this tell you? If Eric Stoltz and the pitching staff can keep the ball in the ballpark, get some early outs against this Diamondback team, which can score some runs, but their ballpark is so much different than playing on the road. I mean, it's like pitching on the moon in Arizona. They should have a pretty good chance if they make good quality pitches against this lineup tonight.
You know, a lot of people don't like snakes and Diamondbacks.
I hate them.
And so there actually was consideration at one time they were going to call themselves the Arizona Conundrums. But we'll get on with that later.
When we figure that out, we'll get back to it.
That's right. Jed Jerko, it's his birthday, 25 years young. The second baseman of the Padres. What a season he has had. 5 big questions to Jerko coming up.
The Diamondbacks is just around the corner, and to get you ready for first pitch, we've got Jed Jerko here for 5 great questions. Jed, the first one, which animal or insect are you most afraid of?
You know, I'm not really too afraid of very many insects or animals, but, you know, if a bee comes around, I'm probably going to try to get out of its way.
Hey, good idea there. What's your favorite thing to cook?
You know, I like to make a good deer steak back at home. You know, that's the best.
Sounds nice and juicy. What's your favorite cartoon and why?
I was always a Scooby-Doo fan. I don't know. I guess I like them taking down the villains.
If you had to listen to one song on repeat for 24 hours, which one would it be?
Country Roads by John Denver, of course.
I kind of could have predicted that choice. Good one. Best line from a movie?
Yeah, I'm a big Shawshank Redemption fan, so I'd say probably Get Busy Living or Get Busy Dying.
I'm going to have to write that down. Thanks so much, Jed. Jed Jerko with 5 great questions. And when we come back, we've got first pitch just around the corner. The Padres and the Diamondbacks. Game 2 is on the way. Eric Stoltz is on the mound. Dick Enberg and Mark Grant have the call.
The Padres have had good success against the D-backs this year. They're 9-6 in the previous 15 meetings and 5-1 here at Petco. Monday night audience to see the D-backs and the Padres. And here is the Arizona lineup brought to you by Hyundai. Adam Eaton and A.J. Pollock. Paul Goldschmidt, indeed a candidate for the National League MVP award. Martin Prado, highly professional hitter. Cleanup, he's in left field. I'll tell you why in a moment. Aaron Hill at second base because third baseman Matt Davidson, 22 years of age from Yucaipa, a top prospect, and he's already hit 3 home runs for the D-backs here in September. He may be the future. Will Nieves behind the plate. Cliff Pennington always hits well against the Padres. Brandon McCarthy on the mound. The Padres defensively brought to you by the Aramco Group. Kyle Blanks in left. Alexi Amarista in center, Kristen Orphian right. Will Venable not in the lineup. He has an abdominal issue. Headley, Cedeno, Jerko, and Medica on the infield. Nick Hundley behind the plate for the left-hander Eric Stoltz.
And the scouting report on left-hander Eric Stoltz. First of all, kudos to Eric Stoltz. 32nd start of the year. Career highs in every number, every category. Get ahead with all of his pitches. That's the fastball, the curveball, the changeup, and stay out of the middle of the plate. We talked about the road woes of these Diamondbacks. Hopefully that works to the advantage of left-hander Eric Stoltz tonight.
You know, we blabber and bow a lot about the guys that can throw 95 to 100 miles an hour. I find it rather exciting as you see the umpiring crew, Wendell Saddle, call the balls and strikes with Porter, Gibson, and Lane. When you have a man, Eric Stoltz, based on this year's performance, his fastball average 86 miles an hour, change average 77 miles an hour, curveball average 66 miles an hour. That's the slowest in all three pitching categories in the National League, and here he is going for his 10th win of the year.
That's why they call it pitching, right, Dick? Not throwing. Remember, there's a lot of pitchers out there who have a good arm. They're throwers. They don't know how to pitch. Eric Stoltz is just that.
Yeah, let's see if he can get number 10 tonight. I know Bud Black is keeping him in the rotation because he deserves to have that opportunity, and the first pitch of the game is in there for a strike. There's what we were talking about. Slow, slower, and slowest. Except for the slider. He heats that one up to 78.5.
And that's below the hitting speed. As Nick Hundley gets his cage rattled.
Second pitch of the game fouled right into the mask by Adam Eaton.
You know, hitters usually like anywhere from 87 to 91. Well, you look at the Major League rankings. There it is.
But in the National League, he is the slowest in those categories.
So he hits below that hitting speed that a lot of hitters like to have that timing and try to square up that fastball. If you throw above that, it's more difficult. If you throw below that, keeps him off balance.
Pesky leadoff hitter, Eaton with a 9-game hitting streak. He'll be followed by A.J. Pollock and then Paul Goldschmidt. Eaton last year, the Pacific Coast League most valuable player, came up late in the season, and D-backs liked what they saw, and he was going to be the regular from day one this year. One hopper to Cedeno. Cross to Medica for the first out. That'll bring up A.J. Pollock, the center fielder.
Cedeno played that one nicely. He actually backed up on that to get the big true hop for the old 6-3 play if you're scoring at home.
Alan Lorenz Pollock the fourth steps in.
Sounds regal.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's had a decent year. There are his numbers: 8 home runs. Good speed. And it'll be interesting here early how Wendelstedt interprets that strike zone, because Stoltz is a veteran that wants to live on the edges. There's one at the knees.
At the knees or below, living on the edge, going Aerosmith on you, maybe 1977, 78, living on the edge. And look at that, our fine friends, Dick, fine friends tonight at Southland Technology, showing you where the pitches are.
They're not your great friends this week? I mean, the door locked or something, so they couldn't get in for the daily?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still on the good list, though. Always will be.
2 balls and a strike. And that fouled into the crowd. A cozy crowd here on this Monday night after more than 100,000 here for the weekend to see the Padres and Dodgers. And in this final week, or in the final 4 games of the home season, fan appreciation days. Padres arranging various bargains for you. Popped up left side, Cedeno. He's got a ground ball, and now he has a pop fly. 2 away.
Nice sequence of pitches right there by Eric Stoltz. Down, 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 and then snuck a fastball up and in. Probably mid-80s, 85, 86. Be nice for Eric Stoltz to walk away tonight with his 10th win, right? Get into the double digits in the W column.
Paul Goldschmidt, terrific season. Oh, there's that 66-mile-an-hour yanker.
That's the old dewdrop in.
Yeah.
Love that for a first pitch early in the count.
You know, they say fastball has fuzz on it.
Right.
That curveball has lint on it. 1-1.
It's slow enough to collect a lot of lint, right? But I seriously, I like that pitch early in the count. Not so much as a wipeout pitch.
Line, fair ball, just inside the foul line and into the left field corner. Blanks digging it out, and Goldschmidt, first time up in the series, rattles a double into the left field corner. At 26 years of age, he is a terrific talent.
All-around player. threat. There's a cutter in, and Goldschmidt does a fine job of getting to that ball quickly, kissing the foul line right on the paint. But that is it's a cutter. It's into the right-handed hitter, and a big hitter like Goldschmidt get those hands through, and to keep that ball fair, that is quite a talent for his 35th double of the year.
Brings up the cleanup man, left fielder Martin Prado. 281 average, just about his career numbers in his first season at Arizona, coming over from Atlanta. Upton and Chris Johnson going over to the Braves, and they've been major contributors to Atlanta's success this year. And Prado is what they expected. Professional hitter, can play third base, left field, gives you good at bats, tough out.
Yeah, Dick, you make a good point. You know, there are players when, as a manager, you know what you're going to get each and every time you pencil him in. You know, he's that guy. Prado's that guy.
There's a fan decorated properly with t-shirt and cap and ball glove to get a souvenir. So Goldschmidt with a double here in the first inning extends his late season streak to 13 games in a row. Outside, 2-1, and he's a good base runner. He leads the team in stolen bases as well. 15. From Texas State, the Bobcats.
That's right. We had to look that one up, didn't
we did. A little low, 3-1.
Did you know that one? I don't want to.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, we had to. I remember looking that one up.
I think they were one of the geographical Texas schools at one time. Southwest Texas or one of those, and now Texas State. I said, weren't you recruited by some? He's from the Houston area. He said, I just like the smaller program.
Yeah.
And Prado walks, so a couple of base runners here for Kirk Gibson's D-backs in the first inning. Brings up second baseman Aaron Hill. So everything we said about Martin Prado as a professional hitter, here's another, Aaron Hill. 298 average. D-backs start tonight eliminated from the playoffs. 10.5 behind the Dodgers. It was Arizona leading the way in May and June and into July, and then the Dodgers got hot and just steamrolled over the entire National League West. Flattened a lot of competition. A high fly ball to center. Amarista waits for it to come down. And that's it for the D-backs in the first inning. They leave two. Padres will have Denorfia leading it off.
Inning, and some Padres players greeting fans as they came into Petco Park before the game. Joe Wieland, Yonder Alonso, and Chris Robinson interacting with fans during Fan Appreciation Week. here at Petco Park. Great to see these guys getting a chance to interact with the fans that have come out to support the Padres all season long. Now, you won't see Will Venable in the starting lineup tonight, and that's because he woke up with some abdominal soreness. Bud Black said the area that's sore is right where the hip flexor meets the abs, and it's actually been bothering Will for a couple of weeks now. But today, the soreness was a little more intense, so they decided to keep him out of the starting lineup. He saw the training staff and Dr. Henneke earlier today, and you won't see him tonight, Bud said, but they're going to reevaluate him over the next 24 hours and see when it would be possible to get him back in the lineup, or at least back in the game soon, guys.
Well, thank you, Laura. Brandon McCarthy has just thrown nothing but shutout ball against the Padres with his 2 starts, allowing 1 run in the 2 starts. The only player in the lineup that had more than 1 hit in the 2 games was Venable, so they take the best bat out of the lineup tonight.
And I don't mean to put Laura on the spot. Thank you very much for that report, but I know the doctors looked at him. Right side, is it right side or left side? Because if it's the right side, that's the appendix area now. But I'm sure the doctors ran some tests, and he's fine. Just little anatomy lesson right there.
Go. Yeah. Reaches out, does Denorfia, and punches a base hit to center field. Well, there's a good start for the Padres tonight against McCarthy. As we check the Padres lineup, brought to you by Toyota. Chris Denorfia followed by Ronnie Cedeno, trying to break out of an 0-for-19 slump. Jed Jerko on his 25th birthday. Then Chase Headley cleanup. Tommy Medica at first base. Kyle Blanks hit 6th. Nick Hundley 7th. And Amarista 8th in front of pitcher Eric Stoltz. Brought to you by Toyota. The lineup. Cedeno, his average down to 275. And 0-for-19 will do that to you. But he's played solid defense.
Yes, he has.
And was above the 300 mark for his first 100 at bats as a Padre.
It's been a pleasant surprise.
Taking the place of Everett Cabrera and giving the Padres a good bat and a good glove. Now, McCarthy is a perplexing sort. He can shut you out with a blink and then turn around and have a road ERA of 5.6 runs per game. He's a control pitcher. Doesn't strike out many, hardly ever walks a batter.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, Dick, because going into this game, 122 innings pitched, only 19 walks. So what's that tell you? If you got the high ERA, he's wild in the strike zone, I would have to think, right? And that's where the Padre hitters have to think. Up in the zone, capitalize on the bad pitches within the strike zone. Wild in the zone.
He can be pretty deliberate. We learned that over in the Chase Field.
That's right.
Acquired from the Oakland A's in the offseason.
How about the swinging A's 2 years in a row?
Yeah.
Winning the division.
Talk about our discussion and East versus West media and the coverage.
Yeah.
They're a secret. There goes a runner and one hopper to the second baseman. And do they get him at second? No signal yet by the second base umpire, Hal Gibson. He's safe at second base, and out at first is Cedeno on a 4-6-3 put out. So having the runner go, stay out of the double play as tonight's Diamondbacks defense brought to you by Hyundai. Prado, Pollock, and Eaton left to right in the outfield. Davidson, the rookie, and Goldschmidt at the corners. Pennington and Hill up the middle with Nieves behind the plate for McCarthy. Padres with a chance here in the first inning. Jed Jerko would like to light a few candles tonight. Against the Dodgers, the Padres were 0-for-22. 0-for-22 runners in scoring position.
And the scouting report for Brandon McCarthy tonight brought to you by Nissan. 3-pitch mix. Sinks and cuts to both sides of the plate. And as Dick mentioned a little bit ago, he is a strike thrower. Mostly cutters, fastballs, curveball. There's a curveball.
And ahead of Jerko, 2 strikes. Well, with the 3 shutouts, one by the Padres, 2 by the Dodgers over the weekend, not many runs scored. The highlight was the Friday night home run by Jerko, his 20th. Now tied with Venable for the RBI lead, 53. And it leads all National League second basemen in fielding percentage. He knew it. Strike 3 right in there. McCarthy showing that pitching magic that he has offered in 2 games over in Arizona.
Well, it looked like Jed was looking something off speed. Even though McCarthy missed location, he wanted it down and in, down and away is just fine for the call 3rd strike.
So Chase Headley steps up. Padres now 0 for 23. Runners in scoring position. Rides that one inside. What a difference a year has made. Just a lot of head shaking. How does that happen? From 31 home runs and 115 runs batted in. That's inside, says Wendelstedt. Good microphone coverage tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to have to join the union, the American Federation of Radio and Television Artists. See if he's got a card or not. Let's see how he calls this one. Ball. So the play on Cedeno's ball was 4-3. Fake the throw to second and goes to first.
Got it.
Pretty clever. Aaron Hill. 3-0.
Look out.
Way out in front, Headley. Full count.
We got a little arts and crafts class going on up here, huh?
Yeah.
I'd like to get the white out as well. You're going to make like a pelican, like from origami or something over there, Professor? I'm going to make like an elephant or something.
Try something big. Full count. Headley. DeNorfia at second base. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Padres trying to get on the board first. They know that if Arizona scores first, they win a great majority of their games. A ground ball up the middle, not hit hard, but it's going to find its way into center field. DeNorfia scores easily, and the Padres have the 1-0 lead. Number 46 in the RBI column for Chase Headley. Good direction.
Yeah, it looked like a cutter from the right-hander McCarthy. Let's take a look. A little bit of a cutter into the lefty, elevated. Might have even been a 4-seam fastball, but the main thing is Chase Headley fights it up. That's down near the pine tar on that bat, just out of the reach of Aaron Hill.
That's your favorite play.
I love the ground ball to the center fielder, especially when it results in a point.
1-0, and here's Medica. Fly ball to right field, deep but not deep enough. At the track is Eaton for the out. But the Padres on singles by DeNorfia and Headley take a 1-0 lead.
Playing at second base this inning. Of course, he's shown his prowess there this season, but coming into this year, he played mostly third base. Here's Jed in our Geico quote of the game talking about the transition.
I've almost forgotten what it's like to play third again, but you know, it's been a lot of fun. You know, the transition's gone well, and you know, I'm definitely comfortable over there. But I've always said from day one, you know, wherever the Padres need me and want me, that's I'd be more than willing to go over there.
Well, Jed Turco, he has that great attitude. If you want him to play shortstop, he'll go there. That was his college position.
Yep. What a great kid.
Slow curveball in there to Matt Davidson. Young man from nearby Yucaipa High School there. He was the 35th overall pick by the D-backs 4 years ago, and has been a leading home run hitter for them in the minors. That's just a base hit single up the middle. But he's a minor league home run derby champion. He's hit in the last 2 games a pair of 3-run homers, so he'll be a name to follow. Matt Davidson, third baseman.
He stayed back on that Eric Stoltz curveball nicely and punched it up the center of the diamond. He's got a good frame, 6'2". Oh, that pitch actually off the plate, so great plate coverage by Davidson.
A leadoff single brings up catcher Will Nieves, 298 average. Mentioned this as a fan appreciation final series, along with the players greeting fans as they came into the ballpark tonight. Your favorite promotion, hot dogs $1.
Love that.
And tomorrow, tacos $1.
Oh,
the next day,
life is good.
22-ounce sodas $1.
How about social sparklers?
No. Popcorn Thursday $1.
Love it.
Yeah, there's about a 25 cents worth on that bite. Ground ball into the hole and through. Base hit. And holding at second is Davidson on Nieves' single. Well, the D-backs, who had 2 on in the first inning, get the first 2 aboard on singles here in the second.
Eric Stoltz is going to give up his hits. He's going to give up singles, and that's A-OK. The key is extra base hits and home runs. You see here topping the baseball. It just happens to hit through that 5.5 hole. Still have a double play in order.
And that's one of the beauties of the game. You hit a ball like that
10
10 feet over, and it's a double play, and you hit it in the hole, and you've got a nice base hit. Cliff Pennington against the Padres. He hits about 100 points higher than that average on the season. Takes a strike.
Eric Stoltz gives up more hits than innings pitched over the course of the season. 190 plus innings, 205 hits. And there's nothing wrong with that if you keep the ball in the yard. He's only given up 17 home runs. I think that's pretty darn good.
Line drive left field. Blanks has to play it on the short hop, and everyone moves up 90. Davidson had to make sure it wasn't caught, so he is not able to score. But on 3 consecutive singles, Davidson, Nieves, and Pennington, a serious threat here for the D-backs. No one out in the second, and the pitcher, Brandon McCarthy, who is 1 for 33, steps up.
3 knocks in a row. Knocked 3 times on the ceiling if you want me. Twice on the pipes. Ain't gonna show. How about the old 1-2-3 play here, Dick?
That's the perfect time. Yeah, this is maybe a good candidate for it. Strike 1.
8 consecutive strikes thrown by Eric Stoltz this inning. Well, this might be a perfect opportunity. You know, you get a jam shot hit right back to you off the bat of McCarthy.
He is a string bean, isn't he? At 6'7", and they say 200 pounds. I'd like to see him tip the Toledos at 200.
I love that phrase, tip the Toledos. The boxers used to step on,
of course.
right?
Yeah, the Toledo scales when they weigh in. 1-2.
Hey, the 1-2-3 double play would be nice, but a strikeout would be nice as well. You get 1 out, then the infield once again play a double play depth, try to get 2.
91, that's about top of his fastball range.
Yep.
Just missed apparently outside. Yes, it was outside. Davidson at third, Nieves at second, Pennington at first, no one out. And he strikes him out. Changeup gets McCarthy for the first down. As we check now our Farmers Insurance game plan.
Well, Dick, it's top of the order damage. I'm talking about the Padres offense. They did score a run. Go to Hacken against Brandon McCarthy and get him up, meaning McCarthy up in the zone, and get the head out, meaning the bats connecting, doing some damage.
And they broke a skein of 21 scoreless innings against the Dodgers with that run in the first. Now Adam Eaton, a good runner. He grounded to short his first time. Against left-handed batters, Stoltz 183 average. That's the 11th best in the National League. Against right-handers, and we've seen 3 right-handers with hits tonight. Actually 4. Goldschmidt, they're hitting 304. So this figures to be to the advantage of Stoltz, lefty against lefty. And he jumps in front, 2 strikes.
And I think one of the reasons because that sharp breaking ball we just saw, and also the changeup. He'll throw that changeup to righties and lefties alike. He'll spot. He does a fine job of spotting the fastball as well. So making good quality pitches, lefty on lefty, probably a fastball. They try to roll it. You know, they try to pull it. They roll it over. You get a weak grounder.
Ground ball to third. Headley to second for 1. Jerko to first. No, he's safe at first, and a run scores. Well, we said that Eaton can run, and that's normally a double play ball. Padres turned it as quickly as you could.
Yep.
1 hopper to Headley. Jerko with a strong relay, but Eaton just too fast to get the double play, and the run scores. It's 1-1.
Oh, he can pick him up and put him down, but look how quickly the Padres turned this. Jerko does a nice job. He is safe at first base. Eaton, he is safe. And look at him put on the brakes. Boy, that makes my ankles and knees just bark. After going through the bag like that and then pulling the parachute to slow it down.
So a run home, first and third, 2 outs. Game tied at 1. And a strike to A.J. Pollock. And speaking of injuries of that sort, Manny Machado, the brilliant rookie of the Orioles, a terrible play at first base today. Hit the bag awkwardly, and it appeared to be either a knee or an ankle, but not good at all.
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly.
Took him off on a stretcher. Swing and a miss at a changeup. Crowd trying to boost Eric Stoltz to get out of a bases loaded, no out situation with only 1 run scoring. Floats that outside. 1-2.
Dick, that's how Eric Stoltz gets his strikeouts. Ahead in the count, change ups, fastball, spotted fastball.
You figuring a high fastball here at 1-2?
That would be a great choice. Let's see what Nick Hundley does here. How about a throw over to first? How about a Fresca?
How about a strikeout?
That'd be nice.
Just off the edge again.
He's doing a good job keeping it down and away.
Pollock, product collegiately, University of Notre Dame. Soft ground ball to the mound. Easy flip, inning over. Well enough for Stoltz. Pitches out of bases loaded, no one out, and only 1 run scored. We're tied at 1. to Machado. Watch what happens when he hits awkwardly first base. The ball had gotten away from the second baseman, so Machado, instead of running through the bag, took his eye off the bag and hit it just awkwardly enough. The future brother-in-law of Yonder Alonso.
Yeah.
Kyle Blanks starts the second. Nick Hundley and Amarista to follow. Or I told you about the Padres at the home plate gate and the gas lamp gate today, and that's going to be a process throughout all 4 games of the series. And tonight it was Alonso, Whelan, Chris Robinson, Rene Rivera, and Raymond Fuentes, and there'll be 5 other Padres tomorrow night. So if you have your tickets coming out to Petco Park, come through the main gate, home plate gate, or the gas lamp gate, able to shake hands with the Padres.
It's a nice touch, isn't it?
It is. I like that very much. And they're saying thank you to you, the fans, for your support throughout this 2013 season. 2 strikes on Blanks. Broken bat, fly ball to the shortstop. Pennington able to sprint in and squeeze the first out.
Let's get into the kitchen. Kyle Blanks. As I mentioned in the scouting report, McCarthy goes to both sides of the plate with the fastball and the cutter. And once again, Dick, a couple of good right arms right there, particularly on the left. Andrew Kashner, what a gem he threw, just couldn't get any support.
Well, he almost throws a no-hitter at Pittsburgh, comes right back and allows only 4 hits and 1 unearned run. And his September ERA of 0.76, 2 runs in 23 2/3 innings. Here's our Wendy's Now That's Better before the break and after the break. Look at the ERA down to 2.14 and the batting average at 194. Up the middle and a base hit for Hundley. Padres have their 3rd hit. And that'll bring up Alexi Amarista.
Now that's much better. Huh? As we get done talking about the great numbers for Andrew Kashner, how about Nick Hundley? Picture perfect swing for the Padres catcher.
So here's Amarista, hitting 8th tonight. Well, he's wearing his home run total, Amarista, on his back, 5. And not that it means anything, but if this announcers could have a wish for Amarista next year, it would be that he does not hit a home run.
I see where you're going.
Yeah, I think the worst thing that happens if he hits an early home run, he likes to swing out of his shoes now. He wants to go for it.
You know who was like that back in the day?
Who?
Kilvio Veras.
Yeah.
He would hit a home run, and I guarantee he'd be 0 for his next 22.
Just slap the ball around.
Hard liners and hard grounders, right?
Yeah, you bet. He's got a good swing. I mean, Phil Plantier raves about what a good swing he gets. And he's not a little man. He's just a short man. A ball, 2 strikes. Whoa. Whisker music there.
Yeah.
1-1 tie here in the bottom of the second. Pitcher Stoltz, you saw, is on deck.
That's one of the pitches that I was talking about to try to get the head out on McCarthy. He wanted to double up on Amarista, going inside twice. That ball leaked center of the plate, up around the belt buckle, maybe a little higher, but Alexi couldn't get that top hand on it to hit that sharp liner or that hard ground ball.
Yeah, the fly balls will not be a strength for him. Balls like that would be. Tough play for the third baseman, and out at second on the force. Davidson to Hill, For the second out, erasing Hundley. Amarista safe on the fielder's choice.
Hey, that was a nice play by Davidson down at third base. He had to go to his right, and he was playing off the line. And off a left-handed bat, that's got some funky spin on it. Kind of slips a little bit, works underneath it.
Ooh, barely maintained contact at Hill. But he did.
Yep.
But there, Amarista gives himself a chance for a base hit, hitting the ball on the ground.
That's
sharply. Right. Just found a glove. Broken bat, Stoltz, fly ball right center, a long run, and catch by Eaton. Padres leave a man. After 2 at Petco, it's tied at 1.
And time for our AT&T Twitter poll question. Tonight we're asking you which of the division winners is the biggest surprise this season. Here's how we want you to play along. Pair the word clinch with your choice. You could choose the A's in the AL West, the Braves NL East, the Red Sox AL East, or the Dodgers NL West. So for example, it would be hashtag clinch Red Sox if that was your choice. And send in your tweets and tell us why you think your choice is the biggest surprise of the season as far as a division winner goes. And got to get your thoughts on this, guys, in the broadcast booth.
You know what, Laura? I'm going to explain why, but here's my team right here. The biggest surprise, L.A. Dodgers. Dick, what do you think?
I don't think so.
You know why? Because they were in last place. The run they were like 75-2, weren't they? No, they were like 48 and 10. Yeah, but they put together an incredible run.
Yeah, but in spring training, you wouldn't have said that was a surprise with that lineup. It's just that they started so poorly.
Yes.
They lost Greinke, and they had Kemp on the injured list, and they were sluggish and didn't play well. And then Puig comes along, and it was like lighting a firecracker under every one of them.
Yeah,
that's why I think Boston last place to first place.
Yeah,
fair argument, huh?
Absolutely. How about the Swingins? We mentioned it earlier. The A's 2 years in a row, back-to-back division titles.
Yeah, they get a vote.
Low payroll. Bob Melvin working his magic. Billy Beane.
Goldschmidt. Takes their 2-2. Goldschmidt, amongst all the other things, statistics as a leader, he leads in walks. He needs a couple more for 100. High marks for him during the course of the season. He continued to attend classes at the University of Phoenix and earned his degree.
Yep.
3-2. Slugging percentage leader in the National League, .557. Home run RBI leader, second in extra base hits. Back to the mound, knocked down by Stoltz, and he gets Goldschmidt at first. Hit hard, but right to the pitcher.
You know, Eric Stoltz is one of those guys, and we've talked about this before, Dick, to where don't let his, how can I say it, don't let his mannerisms, I don't want to say his physique because, he looks like an athlete, but, he's not the fleetest of foot is what I'm trying to say, but he can field his position. He can throw accurately. He's a darn good athlete on that mound, along with those other guys, Cashner, Kennedy, Wheeland, Robbie Erlin. Best 4 athletes on the team, looking right at him.
Says the pitcher.
That's
Mark
right.
Grant.
1, 2, 3, 4. Just like Best in Show. Go ahead. Take it around.
1-1 to Prado. Well, he was a 2-sport star in Northern Indiana High School and at the NAIA Bethel College. Basketball. Drive to center. Amarista. Good move. A couple of hard hit balls. Come back here to the mound by Goldschmidt and a laser to center off the bat of Prado for 2 outs.
Keeping Goldschmidt on the infield. A little tapper back to the mound. You're doing a good job. And then that's a hang with him for Prado. He hit it well, but we got the little ninja out there in center field tonight.
Aaron Hill fly to center, his first at bat. Fastball at 88. Well, that was right there. Outside in breaking pitch misses away. Pitches already for Eric Stoltz, and we're only 2 outs into the 3rd inning. Three and 1. He's walked 1 and struck out 1.
The 3rd 3-ball count for Eric Stoltz.
Good hack by Hill, who at Toronto had a couple of big home run seasons. Came over to Arizona late in 2011. Big year last year for the D-backs. Hit .302 with 26 homers, 44 doubles. The last 2 years, he has led the National League in most doubles. Fly ball again to center. Amarista busy tonight. A 1-2-3 inning for Eric Stoltz. Padres from the top of the order here in the last of the 3rd. First, Chase Headley with an RBI single in the 1st inning. Chase Denorfia home. Chris had singled. And the D-backs tied it in the second on 3 consecutive singles, and then a ground ball, almost a double play, but Adam Eaton beating out the relay, and he receives the RBI to tie up the game at 1. The early numbers here as we go to the bottom of the third. Krista Norfia singled and scored in the first. .331 career average against the D-backs.
You know, Dick, when you play the Diamondbacks so many times within the division, there aren't many secrets anymore. You know, you get down to the end of the season, you know their pitching staff. The hitters know what the pitchers possess as far as repertoire is concerned. The pitchers know the weaknesses of the hitters.
Here's the scouting report on McCarthy. 2-2. Toward the hole. Tough play for the shortstop, and he makes the play. The one-hop throw from Pennington across to Goldschmidt gets to Norfia.
Looks like Pennington got a little screen job from Matt Davidson. You can see he sees it clearly, but a nice play on the hop. I mean, that's one of those smart plays by an infielder when you know you can't get it there, because if you get it there on the fly, there's going to be a humpy hump, right? And then chances are Denorfia is going to beat it out.
Another broken bat. Oh, there have been several already, and McCarthy, he has enough movement, late movement. He seems to shatter a lot of lumber. Cedeno grounded to second his first time.
Well, the very handsome and talented Mark Sweeney is down by the Padres dugout.
That's funny.
First of all, nice job this weekend. Secondly, McCarthy, he likes to throw that cutter to both lefties and righties alike.
Yeah, we saw it the last start in Arizona, and it was very effective to the Padre hitters. One of those that just gets off the barrel of the bat, Mark, that is very difficult to square up if you're a hitter.
McCarthy signed as a free agent in the offseason, and many thought his career was over last year when he was hit by a line drive.
Yeah, give me a list of 100 pitchers, Mark and Dick, who get hit in the noggin. And then,
fractured skull.
Right, and then guys that come back who are gun shy and can't answer the bell. I mean, kudos to this kid for getting over that hurdle.
And Cedeno looks at strike 3. He's 0 for the last 21.
Mark Sweeney, did you ever get hit in the helmet, like hitting, and then, you know, if in fact you did, well, how long did it take for you to get right back into that box again to try to, you know, get with it?
Well, I did, unfortunately, and that's one of those situations that when you talk about the minor leagues, there's not a lot of command down there, Mark.
Yeah.
You know, very, very big arms, velocity that really don't know where it's going. Yes, I did get hit in the head, but it all varies coming back. But, you know, the concussion syndrome is definitely one of those things you got to worry about, and I think it's definitely looked at much differently these days than previous.
Yeah.
Jed Jerko, he took a third strike first time up. 2 outs, bases empty, tied at 1 here in the last of the third at Petco. Ground ball, another chance for Pennington. And the Padres go 1, 2, 3 in the third. We've completed 3 in San Diego with the D-backs and the Padres all even.
What a game it was. What another difficult one for Charger fans to digest. Boy, yesterday's game, you talk about a frustrating, I guess, set of circumstances that the Chargers found themselves in yesterday in Nashville.
Tonight on Fox Sports San Diego, join Judson and Mike Costa, who has no lenses in those glasses, as they get you dialed in on the latest sports news updates. Extra Sports 1360 on Fox Sports San Diego starts tonight following Padres Live. Don't miss it. He thinks he's in the NBA.
Lots to chew on after a couple of tough losses for the Chargers. First 3 games. First ball hunting, Matt Davidson, a high fly ball to left. Blanks tucks it away for the first out. Davidson singled and scored in the second inning. The D-backs run. Here's Will Nieves. He also singled. In fact, Davidson, Nieves, and Pennington led off the second, all with singles after McCarthy struck out. Adam Eaton legged out a fielder's choice, and that's how Arizona scored its run against Eric Stoltz. It's a wonderful world now that we live in. Flying home from New York, there for a wedding over the weekend, flew on JetBlue for the first time.
Oh.
And they've got the TV going, and going between the Major League Baseball game of the week and then switching over to the Sunday Night Football game, and then the Emmys,
and then the cooking channel.
Well, I didn't get to the cooking channel, but the Bears did the cooking. They got
Yes, they did.
but it was, how entertaining! All of a sudden, you're home. You know. Stoltz knocks down another comebacker and gets Nieves.
You know, years ago, if somebody would come up to you like 1970 and say, hey, you know what? I think there's going to be a day when you can watch TV on a plane. You're like, you're crazy. How are they going to connect the wires when you're going that fast and that high in the air?
That's right. Just like, I'm still trying to figure out how you can put this little square card into a big metal machine and money comes out.
It's a winner every time.
I can't believe it.
Pays even money. Always a winner.
Winner, winner, winner. There should be a little voice in that. Pennington singled through the left side and has another base hit. A solid shot to left. And we told you he loves hitting against Padre pitching in 15 games, hitting .353, and he's 2 for 2 tonight.
In the number 8 spot.
Brings up the pitcher McCarthy. True to form, struck out his first time. He's a solid 1 for 34 on the season.
I think McCarthy just trying to distract Eric Stoltz there with 2 outs, squaring around. Sometimes pitchers, they get a little squirrely when that hitter squares around. I don't think Eric Stoltz falls into that category. I think he just missed.
So when you got squirrely, how could we tell? I mean, were you just?
You know what? I want to say something, but I don't
know. I know. No, don't say it. I wasn't leading you into that. Just leave the acorns alone. He did jab at that one. 1 and 2. So, but I'm still puzzled by, what is the behavior when the pitcher becomes squirrely?
A little anxious, a little out in front of himself. Rather than just laying back and going to get that nut, just laying, trying to,
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout for McCarthy facing Stoltz. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. The Padres and D-backs tied. Sports San Diego, brought to you by your San Diego County Lexus dealer, inviting you to test drive a luxurious Lexus automobile today. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. By Farmers Insurance. Contact your local agent, 888-96-FARMERS. And by GMC, we are professional grade. First of a 4-game series that wraps up the home season here at Petco Park. Pleased you've joined us here on Fox Sports San Diego. Tomorrow night, 6:30, it'll be Tyson Ross, Tish, against Wade Miley.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, that's a wraparound, huh?
Tell you what, Sam Elliott's got nothing on this guy.
Yes, Buckaroos, let me tell you. Wild card scoreboard tonight. The Pirates hang on to beat the Cubs 2-1 on a Marte solo homer in the 9th. Cincinnati in the 10th, able to muster a win against the Mets. Chu, a walk-off single. And St. Louis, a winner by 1 against Washington, a 2-run home run by Beltran.
Wow, 3 one-run games. What a great week for baseball.
Coming down to the wire. Second wild card, making it all the more interesting as Headley, who singled in a run in the first inning, takes a strike. So Cincinnati and Pittsburgh dead even behind St. Louis for the wild card, and they're trying to outlast Washington. Washington just about to knuckle under.
They'd have to win out, right?
Yeah.
And then the other teams would have to lose
out.
Yeah.
So it looks quite apparent that all 3 teams will come from the National League Central, the winner and the 2 wild cards. And there's a lot of interesting strategy ahead. If you know you've got the wild card, and apparently Cincinnati and Pittsburgh will know that, and they play each other this weekend. How do you set up your pitching staff? Do you save your best pitcher for the 1 wild card game? Or if you think you've got a better number 2 than their number 2, you gamble with that so you have your number 1 pitcher to pitch in the next series?
You know what my philosophy is? There's no tomorrow in the wild card. I'm going with my number 1 stud guy. Mark Sweeney, what do you think?
I agree with that. And I think if you have to have that mentality of 1 game at a time, and then you always see those wild card teams that go in with that mentality and they flourish in the playoffs.
Yeah. You know, there's something to be said about that, because look at the Marlins.
Chopper to second. Hill over to Goldschmidt for the first down.
The Marlins, 2 wild card berths, 2 world championships, but never won a division. And they had some serious bow, along with the pitching, to take them to the crown those 2 years.
When is the wild card game scheduled? Tuesday, Wednesday?
I believe it's Tuesday. I could be wrong, though, because I think I've been wrong. Let me think about that.
Maybe one other time?
Well, yeah, that's right.
Medica fly deep to right field his first time. His success coming down to earth a bit in the Los Angeles Dodger pitching staff will do that to a lot of hitters, as he wore the collar all 3 games against the Dodgers on the weekend. Hit well to left center. Yeah, not that well after all. It's off the end of the bat and drops in for a base hit. Off the bat. Looked like that might be a drive toward the alley, but Medica will take the bloop single.
Breaking ball, good breaking ball at that, off the end of the bat. And thank goodness it's off the sweet spot, because if that ball is on the sweet spot, there's a good chance that Prado's going to catch that ball in left field. Had him 0-2.
So 1-out single Medica. And here's Kyle Blanks, sent a soft liner, broken bat line drive to the shortstop. Pennington the first time. So Cincinnati and Pittsburgh have clinched the wild card spots with the action tonight. And they will play each other on Tuesday But still at stake is who gets the home field advantage. So there's still something to play for going into the weekend when they 3 games Pittsburgh at Cincinnati.
And Dick, the American League wild card will be played on Wednesday.
And that's still wide open. Blanks, fly ball to right. Into the corner goes Eaton. And in fair territory makes the catch. And he's a little casual as Eaton, but boy, does he have an arm. He was tempting Medica. And Medica about 10 steps. And Dave Roberts says, no, 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 back here. Eaton's got a terrific arm.
Hey, not a bad play by Medica. You can see that he's going away, right? And kind of lollygagging. I'm wondering if Eaton forgot how many outs there were. Is he?
Yeah, that throw on one half, right on the money.
Or maybe he was decoying him. You never know.
Well, we've seen him decoy.
Yes.
So 2 outs to Hundley, who singled sharply up the middle his first time.
And once again, it's worth noting those Pittsburgh Pirate fans have been starved since 1992. Playoff baseball in the Steel City, the first time in 20 years.
Isn't that great?
Wow.
Padres tried to make it tough on him, winning 3 out of 4. Ground ball to third. Davidson goes the short way, and the inning is over. We're on to the 5th inning at Petco. We're going to see Paul Goldschmidt again, tied at 1.
Eric Stoltz back on to work the top of the 5th, and this game is tied at 1. And Eric Stoltz in uncharted territory as he's never pitched this late in a season. So I asked Bud Black, how do you handle the latter part of the season as a starting pitcher? Of course, Bud had his own experience, and he said in his day he would just try to limit the work between starts. So the side sessions, maybe not throw as much there. Even when you're playing catch, he said he would limit his throws, and that's the advice he's given to Eric Stoltz and the rest of this pitching staff. But he said you do want to make sure your mindset is always toward October. So if you do get a chance to pitch in October, you're ready to go in that opportunity, guys.
Well, let's hope that comes up soon, huh, Laura? Maybe next year.
Yeah, the arm's only got so many bullets. You don't want to waste them down the stretch.
Adam Eaton waves at that one, and it's a 2-strike count. Eaton knocked in the run, bases loaded, fielder's choice in the second for his 22nd RBI. Tries to get him to chase the high and away fastball. Eaton, Pollock, and then Goldschmidt here in the top of the 5th.
Mark Sweeney, what do you think about the wild card? I love it.
I do too. I think it gives that benefit, especially a division like the Central, 3 teams in that. I think that's a change that you got to have. I love the one game too. It's going to be very important, and there's going to be a lot of tension. Almost the 7th game right off the bat.
Yeah. Dick, what do you think? I know when it first came into play, I really wasn't a fan. I was thinking, wild card, that's football. I like it though.
I do too. I think the more teams that can get involved, if they deserve to be involved, and certainly Pittsburgh and Cincinnati do. That slap foul down the left field side.
I know we talked about the National League wild card situation. Hey, it's pretty tight as well in the AL.
Pretty tight, yeah, plenty tight. Tampa Bay, by sweeping Baltimore, pushing their number up. 1 game ahead of Cleveland. Texas lurking behind. Sharply hit under the glove of Cedeno and into left field for a base hit. Too hot to handle. Although Cedeno might say, hey, I could have gotten the glove on that.
Yeah, I think that was a makeable play for Ronnie. You know, who knows the action of the ball. Looked like it stayed down nicely. Wasn't a bad hop. I mean, we've seen him make some good plays out there at shortstop. And being there with the good glove, I think Ronnie would say, you know what, I should have made that play.
Leadoff hit for Eaton is the 6th. Hit 5 singles and a double by Goldschmidt so far. Pollock has popped to short and hit back to the mound.
Mark Sweeney, you like Tampa, Cleveland, Texas in the AL wild card?
Well, I like Tampa because of the pitching, and you look at that. It's a dominant pitching. Plus, they have that gritty mentality. I'm a big Joe Madden fan too, as well.
Yeah, me and you both. Dick, who do you like? Anybody in particular?
Well, I'm kind of rooting for Cleveland because they've had so many sour seasons.
Yeah. Terry Francona doing a good job over there.
Talk about manager of the year. Although Farrell in Boston is going to get a lot of votes too. And Texas, despite the fact they've gone into the tank here in the last 3 weeks, they're still within a game of Cleveland for that second wild card. 2-0. Pollock. This is the tough end of the order now with Pollock and then Goldschmidt and Prado. And the table set on Eaton's single under the glove of Cedeno. Chop to third. Headley has only 1 play over to Medica, and there's 1 away.
We talked about the wild card races in both leagues, and how about the most valuable player award race? You know, Dick and Mark Sweeney, as we look at these numbers, each one of those gentlemen has a great argument. You can go down that line. And you know what? It's a 5-horse race. It's a photo finish, right? Hold all tickets. What do you guys think?
Well, I agree with you, Mark, and I think the guy to the right, Clayton Kershaw, brings an interesting discussion into it. I'm not a big believer in pitchers getting MVPs, but
of course you're not.
I understand too that this year those numbers are not a clear-cut favorite. I think that benefits Clayton Kershaw if you are going to vote for a pitcher. But I like Yadier Molina. That's my pick.
You know what? I don't care if you're a pitcher that gets 8 runs of support a game, and I'm not saying that's the case for Kershaw. But when you have an ERA under 2 at 1.8, there's a strong case. And then the 224 strikeouts.
There's an award for him, the Cy Young Awards for the pitcher.
Wow, the professor.
I really believe that.
That's a valuable argument.
I'm not saying that a pitcher can't be your most valuable player.
Right.
But because pitchers have been excluded, I suppose, in that regard, they have their own award, the Cy Young. And then I would say, Kershaw.
Yeah.
He's the best pitcher. Not just in the National League, he's the best pitcher in baseball. How'd you like to start any series with him?
Oh, yeah.
You know, guys, on that argument front, I think the pitching side of it, what do they do on the other 4 days to help your team win?
Crossword puzzles.
Oh, you're exactly right. The best athletes on the field, right?
No, and that's the argument for, you know, the Freemans and the Molinas, Goldschmidts and McCutchens. Yep. Everyday guys. You talk about a grind. Sure, making 35 starts a year, that's a grind. But putting up numbers like this for Paul Goldschmidt, you talk about a grind.
Third all time behind Luis Gonzalez and Matt Williams. They knocked in 142 in a season. Goldschmidt won't catch them, but that's a big number, 123. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Man at second, Adam Eaton. 1 out. Struck him out, Eric Stoltz. That's his 3rd strikeout. Takes care of Goldschmidt.
And he got him on a fastball as well. A little sneaky fast on the number 1 from Eric Stoltz. He's got that changeup. He's got that dewdrop in curveball in the back of his mind that cannot catch up to the heater.
So with 2 outs, Martin Prado. He's walked and lined to center. And talking about the most valuable player, Walter O'Malley of the Dodgers once announced who he thought the most valuable player was in a Dodger championship season. And it wasn't Drysdale, and it wasn't Koufax or Maury Wills. It was Vin Scully. He said he's there every pitch, every game.
Yeah.
He never takes a day off. And in light of what he means to the community of Los Angeles and the Dodger organization, he's my most valuable player.
Yeah.
Bravo, Mr. O'Malley. 1-1 to Prado. Who's the Padres' most valuable player?
You know what? Chris Denorfia has done so much. He's done Jed Jerko.
Will Venable.
Will Venable.
It's going to be tough. It's a tough call.
Going down the lineup here, yeah.
But I think it's obvious that the rookie award will go to Jerko, so they'll share the wealth, and it'll be someone else. 2-2 to Prado. What do you think, Mark Sweeney?
I actually think it's Jed Jerko too, for the consistency, and you take in consideration when he was hurt, this offense struggled a little bit, but as a whole, I think his offense and defense make him the MVP of the team.
Yeah, I think that's a good argument.
2-2. Back to the mound. Boy, Stoltz has had him magnet going in that glove. Another runner left in scoring position. And speaking of Denorfia, he's scored a run tonight. He'll be up coming up. And time for our Fan Diego fans of the game.
All sorts of lids up there. Upper right, how you doing? Little kid, future big leaguer right there out on the jack deck. He's got his glove, waiting for a big league home run. And this guy just got off the ranch, herding some cattle. out in East County. Descanso representing at the ball yard tonight. That's real country up there now.
You know, back way back as Alexi Amarista leads off here in the bottom of the 5th inning, a tie game. Wanted it too close to the pitcher, and McCarthy able to take care of business. Time for the Saquon Casino Daycation stat of the game, and Brandon McCarthy, fewest strikeouts by a starter this season in the majors, only 73 strikeouts ahead of Zito and Tom Kohler of Miami.
A lot of balls in play, right? And as you mentioned, not a lot of walks.
Tonight he has 2 strikeouts, but no walks, and that's true to form. Stoltz, broken bat fly ball to right his first time. During the war, as a young boy in the San Fernando Valley, and right in the middle of the valley, it's hard to believe now if you folks know the territory, our little acre and a half, which is, wish we still had it,
yeah,
was on 2 dirt roads, walnut groves around. And the big affair, of course, especially during the war where things were limited, was there was a Saturday or Sunday rodeo locally in the valley, and you'd go watch the cowboys, and they'd have roping contests, and you know,
get the people together,
yeah.
meet a new friend, socialize,
barrel relays, that sort of thing. And it's a great event. You know, parts of the world that's still part of the social culture. Weekend rodeos. Went to one in Wyoming a few years ago, but I love the PA announcers. I mean, they're talking
entertaining.
About play by play.
Yeah.
And all the Cowboys had their little nickname going. Whoa, that ball is hit hard to right field. Eaton back and makes the catch. Well, Eric Stoltz stung that one. A little too much overspin, and it stayed in the yard. For a moment, he flirted with home run number 2.
Good Eric Stoltz walking by Dave Roberts saying, how does that ball not get out of here? Throw the head of that shillelagh. Oh, got in on him just a little bit, it looks like. Good looking swing mark, Sweeney, down there, huh?
Yeah, I think Eric Stoltz just went by Dave Roberts and asked, where is he playing me? Because I think he was retiring his number in right field.
Denorfia takes a breaking ball in there. He has a single and scored the Padre run back in the first inning, folks. He singled to start the first inning, moved to second on a ground out, and scored on a 2-out single. Chase Headley. Strike 2.
Good 2-seam movement from McCarthy on the outside corner to the right-handed hitter. That's a nice pitch.
McCarthy continues to baffle the Padres. They've scored only 2 earned runs off him in nearly 20 innings this year. And while he's allowing opposing hitters on the season a .301 batting average, you wouldn't know it by how he stifled any attack by San Diego. 2-2. 4 hits tonight for the Padres. All singles. Ball just hit by Stoltz, and hardest hit ball so far.
There's a happy camper.
Keep your eye on the ball, folks.
Love the red hair. That's awesome.
How do you resist cheeks like that? I mean, they got Kiss written all over them.
You're right, though. You got to pay attention to that.
Kind of like your cheeks, you know.
Yeah.
Traveling around the league, everywhere we go, women pucker.
They're only human.
the very sight of Mark Grant.
Yeah, look at the little guy.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Up the middle. Denorfia has another hit. His first base hit was a single up the middle. Using the field.
You know, I was this close from picking Chris DeNorfia for Pick the Stick, too, as I had my choice, and he was not taken yet. So I apologize to Chris and the DeNorfia family who are watching tonight back east.
So you're going to kiss up. Huh?
Hey, what about them being happy you didn't take them?
Hey, Sweeney, did I ask you?
You did now.
Who got DeNorfia then? Pomerantz?
Can we get clarification on who got Chris?
Pomerantz did,
Mike
yes.
Pomerantz, oh, shocker. Oh, it looks like, guys, I'm going to end up in last place.
Yeah, I think he's earned the Phil Regan Award. Pomerantz.
The Vulture?
Yeah, he's Vulture and you.
Yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed.
Look at those, huh? Look at those.
Poor showing this year, 2013.
What's this all about here?
It's my winter coat. I'm starting it early.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're going to go for it again.
This is the transitional stage right now, but when it comes in, it's going to look great.
Yeah, well, we got a couple of fans we've been shooting.
Yeah.
You'll look like that. Good luck when you walk into the local bank.
Hey, there's a good one right there.
Ooh, no, I like that one. Yeah, this is potential. I like that wraparound. I mean, that's an A+. I'm going for that as soon as I clear puberty. Cedeno has grounded out and took a third strike.
Yeah, there they are again.
See?
Yeah.
Loving it. See, that's how you're going to look. Maybe not that dark a beard, but that'll be your look, huh?
Yeah, I'm just going to go, Van Dyke.
Watch out.
The goatee is just, on the chin. Did you know that? The whole mustache and chin is a Van Dyke.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Here, man. It's amazing how many men.
Yeah.
That's kind of the George Pernicano curled up at the end look, huh?
Yeah.
1-1. My dad grew a mustache, late in his life. He was very handsome and distinguished, I think the older we get, it's more becoming.
Yeah. Mr. Clean.
Yeah. Big Wally. We're going to have to pick out, these are fans of the game. Well,
Mark Sweeney's got the little Billy Goat thing working there.
What do you call that then?
Did you call it the Billy Goat?
I did.
That's outstanding.
Thank you.
1-0 you.
Billy Goat's gruff down there. 1-2. We got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Hey, Mark Sweeney, how do you, as a hitter, you've got McCarthy who's got the good two-seam fastball, the cutter away. I mean, my goodness, that seems like it'd be tough to try to hit a guy who's on like this.
Yeah, very difficult, but you have to pick a side of the plate, Mark. I think you got to don't have a broad spectrum and try to hit everything, and you got to definitely focus until you get 2 strikes.
Off the head of the bat, but right to Goldschmidt, and an easy out there. And this game continues to coast along, tied at 1 after 5.
still tied at 1. Today was an exciting day for the Padres rookies because they got to try on suits, and it turns out Houston Street buys the rookies a new suit every year. He says he feels like they deserve it, and it's something that Mark Kotze did for him when he was a rookie, so he wants to give back. Now, I saw Jed Jerko getting fitted for his suit, and he was all excited about a certain design, guys, that he really wanted, but then he found out Robbie Erlin had picked it out before him, so he had to go with a different one. But really fun to see what these guys get to do, and really to see the veterans giving back to the rookies.
Yeah, that is a nice touch, Laura. That the guys that are making the bigger salaries, and they appreciate the contribution of young people. It's a bonding part of the whole clubhouse working together, that the rookies know that the veterans care about.
What a great gesture that is. Something they'll remember and be able to, Jed Jerko, when he's playing 10, 12 years in the big leagues, maybe sooner, he can do that for the rookies as well.
Absolutely. It's passed on. Big swing by Aaron Hill, and the count is 1-2. Eric Stoltz has scattered 6 hits, 5 singles, and a double. And his counterpart, Brandon McCarthy, 5 hits, all singles. And a 1-1 tie. Full count. Hill, then the rookie Davidson, and Nieves here in the Arizona 6th. Right field to Norfield. 1 away.
Hey, after last week's stunning showdown between two of the house's top fighters, the tension between Team Rousey and Team Tate spills over into the locker room in what's being called, quote, the new best rivalry in sports, end quote. Don't miss an all-new episode of The Ultimate Fighter this weekend. In fact, it's this Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox Sports 1. Darn it, don't you know that if it's on the screen, Burgundy will read it?
Wednesday could be a weekend. It all depends.
Hey, the weekend, everybody's working for the weekend. And,
well, a week from Wednesday will be a weekend for you.
Right, and Wednesday, of course, hump day. So that, once again, is on Wednesday.
Down in the owner's area. And with the ball. 0-2 now on the rookie Davidson. Single and a fly to left. 60 at bats, 15 hits, but 3 of them home runs. They like his power. This kid from Ukaipa takes a hack there. And down he goes. 4 strikeouts for Stoltz. Nieves, a single and a tapper to the mound. So it's Tyson Ross against Wade Miley, the left-hander for the D-backs, who's 10-10 on $1 Taco Tuesday tomorrow night. Ian Kennedy, the former Arizona right-hander, goes against his teammates, ex-teammates. Randall Delgado gets the call for Arizona. He's 5-6 on Wednesday night. Both Tuesday, Wednesday night TV time 6:30 here on Fox Sports San Diego, and then a late afternoon game Thursday, a 3:40 game, will be on the air at 3 in the afternoon. Robbie Erlin against Trevor Cahill. And that will be the final curtain on the home season to San Francisco to finish 2013. A ball and a strike to Nieves.
I'll tell you what, for a kid like Eric Stoltz, who's approaching 200 innings, he battled in Pittsburgh to go 5 innings for the win. He's in quite a groove tonight. He's looking sharp.
Up the middle, Cedeno, tough play, and he makes it cleanly. So 6 innings, a quality start for Stoltz. Get him some runs. Maybe Jerko's the guy. Saquon, real friendly, real close. By Jack in the Box. Go big at a participating Jack in the Box with Jack's really big chicken sandwich combos. And by the Aramco Group. Purchase, refinance, reverse. And welcome back to Petco Park. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, a 1-1 tie. Jed Jerko, Chase Headley, and Tommy Medica to bat against right-hander Brandon McCarthy.
Well, hopefully the heart of the order comes through. Third time around now for these Padre hitters. Get something started here. We need base runners, multiple base runners, and a big hit.
And Jerko would like to celebrate with his teammates on his 25th birthday today. Out in front there.
And that was a hanger there, Dick. Hanging breaking ball, just a little bit too quick to the baseball, opening up. Fouling it off.
Well, that bat came alive in Pittsburgh with all the West Virginia folks there to cheer him on.
That was great, wasn't it?
It really was. Yeah. Good time.
Special year for Jed Jerko.
Inside, 2-1. Oh, well, we have a moment, Mark. We tip our Padre hat to the Mira Mesa High School Band with the national anthem tonight. Well done.
They did a great job.
2 balls and a strike. Center field. And Pollock makes the play.
Hey, Padre fans, stay connected with your Padres during the offseason by following the Padres on social media. You can follow the Padres and several of the players using Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and more. Or you can sign up for the Padres newsletter. It's a great way to stay in touch. Visit Padres.com/connect to learn more. Oh, how cute.
Chase Headley knocked in the only Padre run with a single in the first inning, brought D'Onofrio around. Arizona scored in the top of the second inning on 3 singles and a ground out. That's been it. A broken bat looper over the first baseman Goldschmidt's head for a base hit. And Headley back to first as the pitcher McCarthy comes over behind him to cover at first. Another shattered bat, but it goes for a base hit, and Headley has a couple of singles tonight.
4th broken bat of the evening, combined both sides, or just the Padres? Just the Padres. So the price of wood skyrocketing during tonight's game. Those Lumberjacks are working overtime up in the great Northwest.
Yeah, stock for Weyerhaeuser just went up another point.
Yeah.
Medica, a long out to right, and a single off the head of his bat into left center. This one is up the middle, base hit. Headley has to hold at second. Medica's second base hit. So the Padres here with a chance to take the lead in the 6th. Back-to-back one-out singles, Headley and Medica.
Well, there's the multiple base runners. So we take a look once again. McCarthy staying off the sweet spot, but elevated. And Medica can muscle that one over the shortstop's head. This is where the Padres need that big hit. Big extra base hit to break that 1-1 tie.
Brings up Kyle Blanks, a soft liner to short and a fly to right.
Now McCarthy's going to stick to his strength. What's that? He's broken 4 bats, right? Now, if you keep the ball down in the zone and break a bat, you're probably going to get a weak grounder. That could work to the advantage of the Padres because it's tough to turn 2.
Pulled foul,
No,
and the count 2 strikes.
Dick, that was a 2-seamer, but it was up in the zone.
Blanks is in the lineup because he's hit well against Arizona pitching. 346 with a couple of home runs. Soft ground ball on the right side. That'll serve as a sacrifice. 3-1 on the putout. As the Padres move up to second and third, Headley over to third, and Medica to second. With 2 outs, it'll be up to Nick Hundley. Hundley single to center and grounded to third.
See how they pitch Nick Hundley here. Remember, a lot of fastballs in. Heavy dose this inning from McCarthy to right-handed hitters.
That's how they have him played defensively, with the shortstop Pennington way over into the hole.
And once again, Nieves inside corner. He is not afraid as Nick Vincent. Speaking of East County, Ramona representing the Padre bullpen.
Part of the outstanding numbers posted by the Padre pitching staff here in September, the 4th best in the major leagues. Stoltz may get another inning. Long drive to left field. If it's fair, it's gone. It is a home run. Hundley touches them all. A 3-run shot by Nick Hundley, his 12th home run of the season. And the Padres are up 4-1.
A hanging breaky ball. You hangy and he will bangy. 0-1 curveball. He wanted it down and away. Nick Hundley catches it out in front. Lets the ball travel just a little bit to kiss that pole and bounce to the right. Remember that Western Metal Supply Company building's got that corner, right? If the ball bounces to the right, fair ball.
What you would think is a tough call is very easy, because if it bounces toward the stands, it's foul. It's right on the corner.
It hit the wall, hit the basket, and then bounced foul. Nicely done, Nick Hundley.
Well measured. Well measured. 3-run shot. Hundley. He's got a dozen on the season. His career high. 43 runs batted in. Amarista hits a high fly ball to right. Just got under that one. Eaton with a putout, but the Padres on singles by Headley and Medica. And Nick Hundley comes through with a long blast right down the left field line. There. Yeah.
For you, a nice home run by Nick Hundley in support of Eric Stoltz, who's doing a nice job.
Yeah, Eric Stoltz looks very comfortable tonight on the mound, and it's about fastball command for me. tonight for Eric Stults. He set the tone, then he went to the breaking ball and changeup mix. He's getting him off the barrel of the bat, and big homer by Nick Hundley to give him an opportunity for his 10th win.
When we see you after the final out, we'll talk more about Eric Stults' night. Hopefully even more Padres offense. You'll also hear from the manager, Buddy Black, and our instructional today, working on mechanics, getting that front foot down. We'll have all that for you and a whole lot more coming up after the final out. Also, stick around because after our post-game show, guys, Costa and Judson, Extra Sports 1360 on Fox Sports San Diego. Again, that's tonight after the post-game show.
All right, Mike, look forward to it as the Padres now with the lead 4-1. And poetic justice for Eric Stults, who has not been supported well with runs all season long and now has the 4-1 lead and working on his 10th win of the season. Another one off the mask.
That's the second one tonight for Nick Hundley, as looks like Heath Bell.
It is the former Padre.
Yep. Hey, shutdown inning right here for Eric Stults, right, Dick? 1, 2, 3, quick inning, hopefully.
He's retired the last 6 in order. Pennington has a couple of hits tonight. Back toward the second deck behind home plate. Well, for Nick Hundley, the 12th home run is his career high. He had never been in double figures before. 9 was the most, and now he's tied his RBI best at 43. He knocked in 43 in that 2010 season where the Padres came down to the final game against the Giants. 2 balls, 2 strikes, Pennington, then the pitcher's spot. And the top of the order, Eaton. Full count. Chris Owings, another prospect. They're very high. In fact, he was voted the minor league hitter of the year in the Diamondback system. Pennington hits another ball into fair territory, and another hit for Pennington. A little trouble in the corner by Blanks, and he finally gets it in. So Pennington, 3 straight hits, 2 singles and now a double. Not hit hard, but well placed.
Yeah, you can hear that bat snap all the way up here. Once again, Eric Stults throwing a good pitch, but it was just elevated. Anytime you break a bat, it's a good thing, but if it's up, you can elevate it over the infielders' heads.
Well, McCarthy was a strikeout victim both times up. Lifted for Chris Owings.
So let's take a look on contact. He's got the front foot down. Hands come through off the end of the bat, so he's a little bit quick to that baseball. A little bit too quick.
Owings, September call up, and he could be a major part of this program next year. Slaps that one foul. Youngster, he just turned 22 last month from Gilbert, South Carolina, and the University of South Carolina.
Gamecocks.
The attendance tonight, 15,869. Not that many in the ballpark, but the season ticket holders, those are all sold tickets, so figure in the final attendance. Padres working their way toward the 2.1 million mark. Hope to see you out here tonight, or tomorrow night, or Wednesday night, or Thursday afternoon for the final 3. Fan appreciation. Meet the ball players. $1 specials. Oh, and the other is 25% all merchandise off 25%.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, through Thursday. Another foul. That one just wide of the press box. Owings was a first-round selection of the D-backs.
Couple of things Stults can do here. Change up down and away. Fastball up out of the zone. Make him chase.
Breaking ball. Actually a changeup, but had a lot of movement. And the count remains 1-2. What's that? About 5 straight foul balls by Owings.
Well, Nick Hundley wants Ronnie Cedeno to come in and tell him what signs they're using, what series of signs. So the infielders can relay to one another and cheat either way if it's a breaking ball or a fastball. Ronnie Cedeno will now relay the signs to Jed Jerko. Open mouth, closed mouth, indicating fastball or off-speed pitch.
Padres lead 4-1 on Nick Hundley's 3-run homer in the 6th. But a leadoff double Pennington. And now pinch hitter Owings will take us to the top of the order in Eaton and Pollock. Scattergun approach by Eric Stoltz, working to the youngster Owings. Strike 3 call. Caught the corner. Owings didn't think so, but Fox Tracks confirms the call by umpire Wendelstedt.
Good backdoor breaking ball rather. Right on the outside corner. Hey, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres. Mr. Enberg.
Beautifully read.
Thank you, sir.
On to the Emmy Awards. Eaton, 1 for 3, knocked in the run with a ground out back in the 2nd inning. Singled through the left side the last time. Breaking ball in there. 5 strikeouts now for Eric Stoltz. He's walked 1.
You know, Dick, it looks like Eric Stoltz has incorporated a sharper, harder breaking ball that we just saw at 78 rather than that the big dude drop in. More of a tighter curveball. More of a sweeper, I guess is what I'm trying to say, rather than the big looping 66 mile an hour. 12 to 6er. Comes a changeup right here.
In the dirt. 2-1. So the pitch count mounting. 113 tosses from Eric Stoltz. So Colt Hines joins Nick Vincent.
Harry looking over some numbers there.
Checking the availables. Three and 1. You didn't want to put Eaton on, bring that tying run to the plate. You got Goldschmidt lurking.
Yeah, big pitch right here.
On the corner. 3-2.
Oh, 115 pitch effort from Eric Stoltz.
Ball 4, and that probably is it for Stoltz. His 2nd walk. And here comes Bud Black. Job well done by Stoltz. We'll now have to hope that the bullpen can come in and leave those runners right where they are. Get that 10th win of the season. A career best for the 33-year-old lefty if he wins his 10th. 116 pitches and a job hard earned, well done. And a standing ovation from the fans behind the dugout.
Come see Petco Park like you've never seen it before with the behind-the-scenes guided tour. Enjoy visiting the press box. See where the angry statistician Mike Trussell sits and makes a mess with his nachos. Learn about the historic Western Metal Supply Company building and explore the field where the Padres play. Tours are a great group activity for family, friends, or field trips. Get online, visit Padres.com/tours, or get on the horn, call 619-795-5011 for more details.
Yeah, there's so many things to do that are fun for the whole family here in San Diego. Whether you're going up to the Old Globe or the great San Diego Zoo or SeaWorld, but hey, that's a nice way to spend a few hours. Come here and see how the whole operation works during the off season. The guided tours are well informed. We watch them at work. You'll have a good time. Nick Vincent, look at the bottom line. Tough to hit. 42nd appearance.
Nick's had a great year. Coming in, mowing them down. Slider, cutter. Doesn't get scared off. He pounds the strike zone with the best of them. Oh, first pitch combio, a little changeup from Nick Vincent.
A.J. Pollock against Stoltz. Grounded out twice and popped up. Excuse me. Gerardo Parra has come in to hit for Pollock. He's been a troublesome hitter for the Padres over the years. Batting .271 this season with 10 homers. He had a big home run over in Arizona the last time the Padres visited Phoenix. As a pinch hitter this year, Parra 1 for 2.
Hey, that's a good stat right there. Inherited runners. Relievers taking pride in leaving the previous pitcher's runners out there.
Pennington, who doubled to lead off the 7th. Eaton at first, walked. Popped up off third. Headley might have a chance to the railing and does have a play. 2 away.
That ball came back towards the infield, it looked like. I thought as that ball reached the apex, right?
Right.
Is that the correct terminology? I thought it was maybe going to be 2 or 3 rows back in the stands, but that ball, from our vantage point, you could see kind of come down more towards the infield for Headley to make the catch.
But look who's up. Goldschmidt. It's amazing. The Padres have done a good job pitching to Goldschmidt. He has 1 home run, but only a .217 mark, while he's beaten up on the rest of the NL West. Look at that. 51 runs batted in against Colorado, San Francisco, and LA. Almost half his total.
You know what that tells me? Padres pitchers are executing the game plan that Darren Balsley goes over with them diligently, studying the hitters, making good quality pitches. That's pitches with a P.
Goldschmidt doubled. Hard comebacker to the mound and struck out against Stoltz. Big swing looking for the tie.
Good located fastball away.
National League home run leader at the plate with 35. Representing the tying run here in the 7th. He got him. Check swing and Goldschmidt goes down. Nick Vincent comes in to get 2 tough hitters, 1 to foul out, another to strike out. And the Padres, as we go to the stretch half of the 7th, maintain their lead 4-1.
4-1 lead over the Diamondbacks. And time now to see our results for tonight's AT&T Twitter poll. And we asked you which of these teams, division winners, is the biggest surprise this season. And the tweeters have spoken. It looks like the Red Sox win with 42% of the votes. The Athletics got 30%, so kind of a close race in our Twitter poll this evening. The Braves, not so much love with 13% of the votes, and the Dodgers with 15%. So the tweeters like the Red Sox, guys.
Yeah, Dick Enberg, you were right. Good call.
No, that's a tough. Yeah, that's a tough. I think we have the same test tomorrow, and it might be a totally different result depending on just the audience. You know. But it is contentious, and that's what makes the game so interesting as we come down to the final week. Keith Bell, former Padres star on the bullpen, makes his 68th appearance. And he first will face Logan Forsythe, batting for Vincent.
Well, the opponent's batting average up a little high at 282, but Heath is averaging 10 strikeouts per 9 innings. Still got the good heater going, and after pinch hitting, Gerardo Parra will go out and play right field.
And Heat moves over to center with Pollock out of the game. Starts him with a curveball. So Brandon McCarthy goes 6 innings. 4 runs all earned, 8 hits, no walks, typical, and 2 strikeouts. Out of play. Stultz goes 6 1/3, allows 1 earned run, 7 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Forsythe hitting at .216 with 5 home runs. Popped up right side, Aaron Hill for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. Luke Gregerson, Tim Stauffer in the Padre pen. Got 2 right-handed batters, Prado and Hill, and Davidson. The first 3 scheduled to hit in the 8th inning are all righties.
No, a couple of things here. Stauffer, you know, if the Padres add on here big, could see Tim, or Tim could be just getting some work in late in the game. Hey, I want to get a little touch and feel session going, a little bullpen.
Denorfia looking for his 3rd hit of the game, but it goes right to Hill. 2 quick outs for Heath Bell as we check our Subway in-game box score. Denorfia with 2, Headley with 2, including an RBI, Medica with 2, and Hundley with 2. The big one, the 3-run home run right down the left field line. Kiss the foul pole at the Western Metal Supply Company second deck.
How many points is that for Nick Hundley tonight?
6, 9, 10.
Wow.
Did anyone take him?
I don't know.
I don't think so. Well, no love from the Fox Sports San Diego geniuses. But it's a 4-1 lead. Thank you, Nick. Cedeno has grounded out twice and struck out. Trying to snap out of an 0 for 22 run is Cedeno. He's got a wicked 12-6 curveball. We know that.
Power curveball.
Hey!
Wow.
Off the helmet. And that was a fastball. 3-1 pitch. And Todd Hutchison wants to make sure that all faculties are alert. Did it hit him on the arm? I thought it got him in the helmet. Did he throw up his arm at the last minute?
You know what, Dick? From the sound of it, it sounded like helmet. Oh, yeah, now he's pointing. It did hit him now. Yeah, I thought Todd was there looking at his wrist for quite a while.
Yeah, I did too. Here it is again. Well, that's tough to get out of. Yeah, that right in the temple.
Yeah.
So Nieva's quickly coming to support him.
Well, you know what? If you're going to get hit, I mean, that seems like it's one of the better parts because it was. Wow. More towards the top and back of the helmet. Still, though.
So it did hit him a glancing blow, just the way he was able to move as the pitch arrived. But he looks dazed, doesn't he?
Yeah, you get hit with a mid-90s fastball, glancing blow or not, that's gonna rattle your cage.
And the pinch runner is going to be Yonder Alonso. Yonder campaigning to get in a game, even if it's defensively, he's not going to be swinging the bat. He makes the Grand Tour, took a lap. He just wants to get in the game, and manager Black says, listen, I think Fuentes has got a little more foot speed than you, Alonso, but thanks for trying. So it's Fuentes. And Jed Jerko will get another chance to swing on his birthday. He has struck out, grounded out on line to center. And Cedeno will go back and be attended to. It's nice to know that he's on his feet, nothing serious, but that's a good thing. How it's not rub a little sand in the injury and keep playing. These days, anything around the head in any sport is immediately drawn proper attention. Two outs, bottom of the seventh. Heath Bell, relief of Brandon McCarthy. It looks like Andrew Castro's going to put on his track shoes. Put me in. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Down low, 1-0. Fuentes with 3 stolen bases since being called up from Tucson. No one works the bill of the cap any better than Heath Bell.
Big league crease.
Those are eaves.
Yeah.
He may lead the league in DNA in his ball cap. I mean, that's got perspiration going back to spring training. 2-0. Line drive to the glove of Davidson. Oh, snuffing out the candle, are you? Well hit the last 2 times he's flying to center, line to third. the Padres tonight. Got a run early on Chase Headley's ground ball single up the middle, scoring to Norfia. 1-0. Eric Stoltz works a solid 6 in the third, scattering 7 hits, allowed only 1 run. Struck out 5, walked but 2. And then the big blow, Nick Hundley with 2 men on. Brandon McCarthy off the corner of the Western Metal Supply Company building, maybe inches fair. His 12th home run of the season, and that's the story. 4-1 San Diego. Amarista, some changes made, comes in from center field to take over for Cedeno at shortstop. Gregerson, the new pitcher. And going out to center field is Fuentes, who was the pinch runner. 69th appearance for Luke. And again, a tough man hit a base hit, 210 the batting average against. And those are the changes. Martin Prado, Aaron Hill, and Matt Davidson scheduled against Gregerson. Fastball. Prado has walked. Line to center. And is out on a comebacker to Stoltz. Headley can't get there. Amarista makes the play. And there's 1 out.
Pretty good feeling when Luke Gregerson is out there on the mound with that slider. Chances are, more times than not, you're going to get a goose egg thrown up there. In a game like this, up by 3, the 8th inning so important. For the pitching, once again, just been outstanding in the month of September.
You know, and it was a master plan too. Some were questioning why here late in the year Eric Stoltz continued to be the regular part of the rotation when he's a little payback maybe there as Hill has to dance away, and now the warning made by Hunter Wendelstedt. Didn't hit Hill, but Wendelstedt feels there may have been some intent to counter the hit batsman. Heath Bell getting Cedeno.
Hey, it got away from him.
So no argument from either manager, and that
hey, that happens once in a while.
Yeah.
Hang with him.
1-0 to Hill. Slider for a strike. It's quite a deal made by the Padres to get Gregerson from St. Louis Cardinals and that Khalil Green deal. Not many folks knew of Luke, but boy, he's been a solid contributor from that pen. Another strike. Slider. If it stays 4-1, a save situation, we may see Houston Street in the 9th. Slapped to the first baseman, Medica. 2 out.
Hey, Charger fans, it's time to bolt up. Thursday, join Lauren McKeeman as she talks with Coach Mike McCoy about the road ahead. Plus, the crew breaks down the X's and O's in Bolt's Breakdown. And meet this week's featured Chargers cheerleader. Chargers Insider, all new Thursday at 10 on Fox Sports San Diego. Watch it.
Hubba hubba. Matt Davidson singled and scored the only D-back run. That was way back in the 2nd inning. 3 straight singles. Davidson, Nieves, Pennington to load the bases. But McCarthy struck out, and the only run for Arizona scored on Adam Eaton's ground ball. Almost a double play. Eaton just beat it out, and that's been the offense for Arizona. 1-1. Didn't see many sliders like that in the minors. Bigger than he looks, Mark. He's 6'2" and 225.
Yep, he's a keeper.
Tries another slider, wouldn't chase. 1-2. Got him. Typical Luke Gregerson. 1, 2, 3. 4-1 San Diego to the bottom of the 8th. The game, Nick Hundley delivered a single back in the second inning, but this is the big game-changing role. A 3-run home run, his 12th of the season. They give the Padres the lead. They now enjoy 4-1. Our Carl's Jr. star of the game, catcher Nick Hundley. Matt Langwell has come in to pitch here in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Arizona Diamondbacks. There are his numbers here in September. It's a call-up.
A well-deserved start of the game for Nick Hundley. As we take a look at Matt. And, you know, Kevin Towers, the general manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks, loves to stockpile the arms and the minor leagues. Langwell, a 5-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider, curveball, cutter, and a change. Nothing really overpowering. Speak of another pitcher who's not overpowering but hits his spots, Houston Street warming up amongst the peppers and tomatoes out there.
And we may see Kokomo Joe as well, as Joe Thatcher getting loose. Chase Headley, then Medica and Blanks, all right-handers except for the switch hitting Headley. But nevertheless, I think Joe would like to get a chance to pitch. He certainly will in the course of this series, you would think. Each bell goes an inning. No runs, no hits, hit a batter. No strikeouts. Headley looking for a 3-hit night.
A 3-hit night's better than a 3-dog night.
Yeah, thinking that, yeah. Sharply hit, but right to Hill. One hopper, one away. Brings up Medica after a long fly to right, a couple of singles. He scored on that 3-run blast by Nick Hundley. 1-1 to Medica.
It'd be nice to add on here. And the Padres to finish strong, huh?
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Medica crack one out of here. It's home park. Oh, another broken bat. Well, the September experience for Medica is certainly going to benefit him in the offseason. Here's a young guy who's had a lot of good minor league success, but he's been able to meet the test of major league pitching. Now he's got the winter to think about it. Spring training coming. He'll be full of confidence coming to Peoria next late February.
No question about it. And believe me, we've talked about it as Tommy Medica goes back to get a brand new shillelagh. You know, the word travels quickly. And, you know, in the short time that Tommy's been up in the big leagues, teams get the scouting reports. They get the videos. Even the shutterbugs want a piece of the action here, getting Tommy Medica up there at the plate. But my point is, you know, with so much information going out there these days, word travels quickly, and the pitchers try to make adjustments, and he's got to make an adjustment. And you know what? He's holding his own, man. He's doing a fine job.
2-2. Handled a tough pitch there, fouled it on.
And that's another thing. I think, you know, Tommy's got the great idea of trying to drive the ball the opposite way. I think the majority of his home runs, if he turns into a home run hitter, he's proven that in the minor leagues, you know, majority of them are going to be pulled, no doubt about it, but that's quite a threat if you can show the opposition you can drive the ball the opposite way 350 feet. Nice layoff.
Yeah, he hasn't chased many pitches, has he? I mean, he's human.
Sure.
But as a young guy eager to impress, you know, they've tried to bounce that breaking ball, try to send it outside, see if he'd go after it, but he's pretty good discipline. Out remains full. One out here, bottom of the 8th inning. Kyle Blanks on deck. Padres trying to capture the first of this 4-game series, the final series here at home, and make it a 10-6 record against Arizona on the season, and 6-1 here at Petco. High pop-up. Back of second, shallow and right. And right fielder Parra has the second out.
Tonight on Fox Sports San Diego, join Judson and Costa as they get you dialed in on the latest sports news updates. Extra Sports 1360 on Fox Sports San Diego starts tonight following Padres Live. Don't miss it. Judson and Costa.
Is that how Harry would say it?
It's almost like Loggins and Messina. Hall and Oates.
Grant and Sweeney.
Yeah. Martin and Lewis.
Ooh, after the high changeup. Blanks has sent a soft liner to short, fly to right, and grounded to first.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. You love those PB&Js on the Charters.
Yeah, that's.
You crush those things.
No, I don't take the whole. You know, I always share.
You do. You do. You're a good classmate.
Yeah, you know that Laura.
You share with the other
might
kids.
Surprise people. She can snag one of those peanut butter and jelly halves. She'll go with me. Two balls and a strike to Kyle Blanks.
Seriously though, in a pinch, PB&J.
Right, I think
it's the go-to. It's the go-to sandwich at home.
Yeah, it's, you know, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Good all times of the day.
Creamy or chunky?
Oh, chunky. Gotta go chunky.
Jelly or jam?
Strawberry jam.
Professor, how you doing?
How you doing?
I'm right there with you on that too. Chunky and jam.
Hubba hubba. Ball 4.
How you doing, Chunky Chunk?
2-out walk. Nice award for Nick Hundley. A chance to have himself a major night at the ball yard. A single and a 3-run homer. The shop is still open. Do some business. One and one. Been a big summer for Nick. First child arriving. Having himself his best year with the bat. 1-2. Got him. After 8 here at Petco, the Padres with a 4-1 lead. Nieves, Pennington, and Langwell coming up. Mossy Toyota. Thousands of vehicles, one trusted name, Mossy.com. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer, inviting you to test drive a luxurious Lexus automobile today. Convention Center across the way from Petco Park. As we welcome you into Petco through the shoulders of the greatest hitter in San Diego history, San Diego Padre history. Well, you've got to include Ted Williams in there too. He was a Padre, but Tony Gwynn. Houston Street in to seek his 33rd save of the season.
Last time out for Houston was against the Doyers on Friday. Had two runners on base Friday night, ending the game by striking out Puig and Matt Kemp.
Consider the three relief pitchers we've seen tonight. It marks why that bullpen continues to be outstanding. Gregerson's batting average against .210. Nick Vincent .203. And Street .206. They're just not allowing many hits, those three. Tony Campanis, fleet-footed little left-handed hitter, former Cub, loves to bunt, takes a strike. Campana with a .286 average, not much power, but dangerous when he's safely aboard. Steal your base. He thought it was high. 0-2.
Oh, Trek says, you go.
Well, look at it, just
Yep.
pinching that inside corner at the letters. Now low and away. No, high and away. And they wanted it downstairs. 4-1 Padres here in the top of the ninth. Padres can't catch Arizona. They start 7 games behind the Diamondbacks, so it would take a complete collapse by the Diamondbacks and win all 7 by the Padres to catch them. Soft liner caught by Medica. Lurching into the hole to take a base hit away from Campana.
Well, being right-handed, Tommy Medica has to reach across to make the snag.
Good play.
Yes.
Brings up Cliff Pennington, the switch hitting shortstop, who is 3 for 3, 2 singles and a double, hitting right-handed against Stoltz. Now from the left side against Houston Street. High fly ball, center field. Fuentes out there. And the D-backs down to their final out, and Miguel Montero will be hitting for the pitcher. As we remind you, tomorrow night, 6:30 here on Fox Sports San Diego. Wade Miley, outstanding last year, 10-10 this season against Tyson Ross. Tyson looks for his 4th win of the season. Certainly has pitched much better than that, hasn't he?
Yes, sir.
That's tomorrow night. Hope you'll join us here at Fox Sports San Diego. If you don't have tickets for the game, second of the 4-game series. Don't forget, take advantage of the $1 taco night. Montero takes ball 1. Numbers a little under his expectations for any season. 240, 11 home runs. Always been a tough out for the Padres. Trying to bite the outside edge, misses. 2-0. One out away from saving the victory for Eric Stoltz, number 10. Not again.
Wow, that's
the
number
3rd
3.
time Hundley has taken one in the cage.
Man.
Oh man,
That's probably the worst one.
Head on and just snapped his neck back. Goodness. That's a wicked blast. You can smile through it. You could hear Wendelstein. You sure you're all right? Oh, he might get one of those a month, but he's gotten 3 tonight. He's got his eyes watering. 2-1 the count. Did he go? No.
Tried to get him with the changeup.
Trying to influence Wendelstedt. Reared up as if he's going to toss his bat, thinking ball 4. Full count. Fans want to see Street close it out with a strikeout. Out of play. If Street can slam the door, as that one sailed up into the control room that does such a great job with all the graphics and video here at Petco Park.
Look at
great guys.
Lips to Rochers right there. Got Big Stu right here, the Stu Meister.
Jennifer's in there.
Yeah, there's Jennifer there. Eric Meyer doing a great job.
Not many go in there. He's the boss, so he gets the baseball.
That is a great group in there.
3-2. Struck him out, and the ball game is over. The Padres win it 4-1. Streak was save number 33, and Stoltz with win number 10 as we go to Mike Pomerantz.
Got enough offense to do the job. Good job out of Padres tonight. When we see in a post-game show, you're going to hear from the manager, Buddy Black. We will have interviews from the winning Padres, our instructional, mechanical job of hitting, how to make sure that front foot hits the ground. Back in a moment.